السلام عليكم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين. What we see in the world, Muslim world, or the mostly Muslim population, they are interested in more activities on or external to their life. External doesn't mean that they have nothing to do with it, but for example, doing some external activities, internally not really developing themselves. They're not educating themselves. We are having enormous problems with the youth that they don't feel confident in their belief, their religion, which is understandable because as the age grows, they get used to the same type of life. And they say, okay, this is the way I have to follow. They decided, and then they develop the understanding that they really believe in it. Actually, they have not learned any reason why they believe in it. Just, they develop it. What they did among a serious survey among the Christian community that I was surprised very recently, and also they did it in 1970s as well, and made a comparison between the same questions, same type of people, same places, but somewhere around 40 years difference. So the conclusion was very simple. They asked the same questions to certain age groups, let's say from teenagers, and then 18 to 19 to 25, and then 25 to 35 groups of people. Or they, of course, asked the question everybody, but they really categorized them in age groups. It's very easy, very easy. And they found out that the people who have the same attitude, same category, same cultural background, as the age grows, they think that religion is more relevant to their life. Elderly people think that more relevant to their life. Of course, it is a sign that the people, when they are young, they don't really see that it's relevant to their life. But although nothing fundamentally changes, as the age grows, they start saying that, no, it is relevant, this is relevant. Internally and fundamentally, nothing is really changing. You understand that the way we are accustomed with, the way in our life we are accustomed with, makes us apparently feel more confident in our belief or in our way of life and feel at home. Yeah, you may have lots of questions now. If you don't really delve into them and study and question and investigate the reasons, etc., as you get older, you will start feeling that, no, that's correct, that's nice, I'm right. Although nothing fundamentally and essentially changed. Of course, the comparison between the survey done in 1970s and done in 2010. And this comparison shows that among the same age groups, the percentage of the people who think religion is relevant to them drops dramatically. In some areas, 40%. What does it mean? The future of religion in the community will diminish dramatically, drastically, because we have to think, reason. This is the survey. Survey just diagnoses the problem, but doesn't really prescribe any solution to it. Of course, it is us who have to look for the solution for our own sake. Now, I will start cheating myself as I get older. And new generation will become, will think that religion is less relevant to their life. Every new generation. At the end, religion will become a superfluous things in the society, some sort of superstitions that some old people have it. Why? It is our future. Muslim community is not exception to this. It's not an exception. We see the population migrating from Eastern or whatever Muslim countries, Middle Eastern or South Asian countries, and new generation, you go to the mosque and see. IC is different. IC is a very misleading example. It cannot be a really pattern. Go to the local masajid and see the population who are really seeing the religion relevant to them. Those people who have nothing else to do. So it's a social activity. The doctors advise them to go and walk, you have to walk. So if you stay at home, you will have a shorter life. So it is a good activity at the same time, but also, it is something to do with religion as well. Why? There is no reason. Because we are Muslims. So I feel we have to think about it. It is serious. It is a serious matter. What's wrong with us or with the people? Their relationship with religion is absolutely irrelevant. Not only, I was going to say wrong. No, it's not irrelevant. Because our understanding of religion or any matter related to belief is not internal. It is not based on the person's confidence within himself, herself. It is not. It is not internal. Why? Because they don't really feel confident in their belief. Everything is external. In our religion, we believe Jesus is God or Son of God, or died at cross in order to pay for my sins. He paid for the blood. Or that is, first, when they are young, they question. They laugh at it. When they get older, they start saying that, to have a savior is not a bad idea. You never know. It may work. Huh? It's better than nothing. So build the idea on this, become a part of your life without realizing why. When the new generation start questioning it, you say, no, you have got to have faith. Yeah? Don't use reason. What's happening in the Muslim community is the same thing. In our religion, we have to believe that there is an eternal life. In our religion, we have to believe that there are angels. They count down. But I don't see daddy or mommy, whatever. No, 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 you cannot see them. Oh, okay. I cannot see them. And what are they? What are they? They are something invisible. Make it mysterious and no reason. In our religion, we've got to believe. We've got to believe. So, belief in angels is based on nothing, narration. Belief on the prophets. Of course, there are 24, 27, whatever the numbers, they are disputed. In the Quran, they are all the prophets of God. How do you know? Oh, the Quran tells you. Yeah, okay. And we have to believe in the Quran, in the books. What are they? There are 4 fundamental books. We have to believe them. What are they? One of the Torah, Bible, and Psalms or Zabur, whatever, and the Quran. We have to believe them. What are they? They are Allah's word. They are Allah. God sent them to the prophets. You've got to believe them. The reason? That's our religion. It's our sacred book. No base, no base. They are all external information. What happens? If someone doesn't get convinced in his own understanding, in his own belief, it has only 2 options. One, which is much more common among the young people, leave it. That's my father's culture. That's their tradition. I have to take care of my future life. It has nothing to do with me. So as soon as they get the independence, especially financial independence, they leave their life, leave the family. Oh, they of course respect their parents because of the culture. But as far as their connection with the religion, it becomes totally leave it without any questioning. They cannot really develop an idea to reject it. Very few people really understand that they should not believe in it because of this and this reason. Very few of them. The rest is, come on, leave it. It's irrelevant to me. This is one option. Another option, yeah, there must be something mysterious in it. I don't know. It is better to believe in it because, yeah, it seems to be, there must be a God. If there is a God, religion must be true. So the solution is none of them. Solution, give the base, provide the base for their belief, which is to be confirmed within one's own being, with his ideas, with his mind, intellectual understandings, with his emotions, everything. So it must be internal, never external. It must convince me. So provide me reason why I should believe in what I am expected to believe, regardless of followers of any religion. Especially Islam has no hesitation to say this: challenge, think about it, think about it. Use your reason, use your all human abilities, insights, question, invites. That's why we have no fear to ask people, come and discuss the matter, and let's argue about it. If you are not convinced about it, if you are not satisfied with any idea, come and talk to me and ask. But my answer shouldn't be, what do you say? There is a verse in the Quran which says we appoint a prophet or an apostle, whatever you call it. They argue about it, Rasul or Nabi. It's a very ridiculous argument. But anyway, so whatever it is, what they bring to you matters. Whether you call it Rasul or you call it Nabi, so what? It is ridiculous to argue with the pages and pages, and if not volumes, they argue about it. So they brought this through the prophets bring to us. If I say there is an hadith, can you deny the hadith? Do you know better than Muhammad? How dare? And the child, the young person said, oh, no, I shouldn't do that, huh? I don't know why. My father is very severe about it, huh? I said, oh, okay. And goes on, takes, my father is being funny today, he can. Takes this to his friend. Yeah, he was very upset when I said, why do you believe in this? Why should I do that? Yeah, he got upset again. I don't know what to do. You know, I hope I will get out of this house as soon as possible. So I have to work hard, become an engineer or doctor, get my job and go out and enjoy my life. So father thinks that he convinced his child. Yeah, because he didn't oppose. But the child has nothing to do with this conviction at all. So that is our reality. We have to stop speaking from religious sources as evidence to our belief system. For our actions, yes. Why do you pray in this way, etc.? That's okay. But why do I really pray? Really? Well, God ordered you. What do you mean God ordered? I don't see no order. Oh. If you say that, please, you will become an unbeliever, a heathen, you know. So you will go to hell directly. It makes you kafir. You cannot do that. And again, stop. But is there any conviction? Not at all. It's not the answer. You have to do it because there is an hadith. You have to believe in this one because there is a verse, is not the answer. We have to understand that. So if there is a verse, study the verse, see the reasoning in the verse, the way it represents it, and present it in a convincing way. Because of this and this, I concluded that it must be so. And I found it the same thing in the Quran. And I learned this reasoning or this understanding from the way the Quran presents the subject to me. And that's why I am convinced about the message of the Quran. That's why. And the person, especially young generation, will listen to you and say, oh yeah, it makes sense. Or if it doesn't make sense, the young person should feel comfortable to argue with you. Argue. Let them argue with you. Don't shut them up. If you don't know the answer, be brave. Be courageous enough to say, I don't know. So if I say I don't know, if you say I don't know, if you say I don't know, when you come to the masjid, you ask the imam, he says, I don't know either. What's happening? Huh? What's happening? It means we have to ask the people, look, if you are coming and speaking to me, please give your evidence to me. Don't refer to the verse and shut me up. Because there is a verse, you cannot deny it. It's not the answer. It means really covering up the ignorance. So we have to argue. Even if we don't know the answer, we have to be open. There is no way for imitation, because imitation never convinces anybody. But as we get older, we become more and more comfortable, more and more at home with our previous lifestyle. If you get used to it, it becomes normal. That's called the normalization of, and it's, there are many examples. If you see that something is strange, but if you keep seeing it everywhere in the society, because of the normalization process, you see it normal. So this understanding also in our life becomes normal for us, saying that, we have to do it, we have to believe in it, because God sends the prophets to every people. There are many prophets, 124,000 prophets. What are you going to do with the number? There's an hadith. It is authentic. It is in the authentic books. What is it to do with you, whether there are 124 or not? What is your understanding of prophet? Huh? Do you follow a prophet because you are convinced that he is really employed by God? They say, they narrated, he demonstrated miracles. But we just demonstrated miracles. I haven't seen them. It is narrated. Okay, what shall I do? It doesn't mean that he said, no, I am a prophet, I am employed by God. You have to believe in the hereafter, that there is resurrection after you die. Wow. I am a prophet. I am a prophet. I am giving you the news. How come it happens? I don't know. But Quran is full of explanations. The ways why we are asked to believe in the hereafter and the evidence of it. In many ways, the Quran gives very simple examples, very simple way of explaining this subject. But we don't think and use. We say, okay, what is the verse talking about? We have to believe in the hereafter. One of the main pillars of belief is belief in the hereafter. So the answer is, we have to have convincing answers. Otherwise, as we grow, we will develop our own accustomed way, and we start feeling that must be correct, that must be correct. Yeah? That's the best. But as the young generation, they have to question. They question. They cannot imitate their parents. If they imitate, it is not good for them because it doesn't convince them. Okay, why did I make this introduction? The Quran defines God. So, we will say God is like this. Why? Because in the Quran, God himself defines himself in this way. Is it the answer? No. No. Quranic, or the Quran's description of any quality of God is if you like, is a demand, a requirement to me that you have to find the evidence for it, and you will end up with this conclusion. I'm showing you the conclusion. I am giving you the conclusion. Do you understand this? It is very essential. Not many people study the Quran for this reason. For example, God will say, I created the world. I am all powerful. What are you going to do? So God says that he is all powerful. It is stupid. It's not the way Quran speaks to you. Quran says, look, I am all powerful. It means search for it. But we will see how. But search for it. You will understand that the one who gave existence to the universe is all powerful. I'm guiding you I am showing you the way, the path, how to think, where to investigate. Quran never speaks to us to imitate without using our human qualities. Never. Otherwise, our human qualities will be wasted. As if God created me with a lot of huge capacity to question, to investigate, to reason, to make analogies, comparisons for nothing. I am not a robot. I am a human being. So Quran speaks to me in order to investigate, to come to the same conclusion. God shows you the if you like, ultimate aim, where you are going to end up with. Quran shows you the aim. So you have to say, God says that this is good for me in the Quran. We will discuss what does it mean when I say God says. So we will discuss that. So in the Quran it says, I have to see that this is wrong. Yeah, don't do that. It means it is not good for you. So I have to, it is upon me to investigate if there is some traces in the Quran, follow the traces. If there is not, I have to find out whether I am following the traces, the way to reasoning, the way to reason in the Quran, or I have to find out myself in my own capacity, within my own capacity, using the data available to me in the universe and the data available to me within my own human capacity. So I have to look for every opportunity to think and understand that, and if I can understand, of course, the creator of anything must be all powerful. I got it. Like listening to the teacher in the class. The teacher comes and says, this is this. Yeah, and teaches you how to come to this conclusion. Of course, there are three ways to come to the conclusion. One, write the equation and say 2 plus 2, but simple, makes 4. And demonstrate it. Yeah. And say, for example, x is equal to 4. Or let's make it a bit more sophisticated, so we will use 3 options. Now, you got the right answer. X is equal to, let's say, 50, right? But you demonstrated how you arrived at this conclusion. You have to demonstrate it. Yeah. Quran says x is equal to 50. Now, you have to make the demonstration. Like you are giving a test to the class, and giving the example, giving the question, saying that, I taught you how to solve it within your capacity in the class. Where is the class? The universe. Me. Yeah, this is my class here. Using my own capacity and using the evidence in the universe. So in the class I taught you, you can find that x is equal to 50, right? One of them goes and demonstrates how he arrived at this conclusion and says x is equal to 50. So he gets what? 100 grade out of 100. Full grade. Another person, what does he do? He says, teacher asks the question, he goes and answers. He remembers that. What did the teacher say? X is equal to 50. So he answered. He writes the paper to you. You are the teacher. Says X is equal to 50 with no demonstration. You are a teacher. What do you do? As you are a math teacher. What do you do? How did you come there? How did you come there? So you give 0 out of 50, out of 100. Why? Because he just copied the conclusion. That's what we do with the Quran. Mostly the Muslims or the Christians do the same thing with the Bible, and Jews do the same thing with the Torah. X is equal to 50. Okay. And another person, that is important, starts the demonstration and starts to solve the problem. While he's solving the problem, makes some mistakes here and there. And he comes up with X is equal to 38. You are a maths teacher, what do you do? Because he didn't get the right answer. What do you do? Demonstrate it, but while doing this solution or the demonstrations, he made some mistakes. What do you do? Do you give this person 0 because he got X is equal to 38? Or do you really say that, no, this child just copied X is equal to 50 and you didn't even get 50. Which one is better? Copying one or trying to demonstrate it, try to work on it while he's working, making a mistake and not getting the exact equation? Which one is better? Say it. Trying, but the conclusion is 38, not 50. Make a mistake. That's all right. That's all right. Yeah? Because the teacher will say, yes, he tried. He did something, but made a mistake. So exactly the same. While we are studying the universe, the Quran gives us the formula. Yeah? And that this is the formula. So if I copy it, I get what? 0. But I got the right number, but 0. The grade is 0. Yeah.
What you're saying makes sense. But how do I know if it's right? I mean, is it enough for me to say that my logic and my thinking is saying that this is correct for it to be correct?
No, this is a very shortcut. Thank you. But this is a very simple argument. You cannot trust your reasoning. Yeah.
I don't know whether I should trust it. Yes, we've been trained and grown in a way to not trust.
But what are you going to do? What is the alternative? Copying? Copying what? Why do you copy the Quran? Why not, let's say, Das Kapitas? Why not? But because you told in the culture that it is from our religion. That's just cultural affiliation to a certain religious values with no reason. You have to use it. While you are using it, you will definitely make some mistakes. That is inevitable. No one is perfect. So if you don't try and copy, what are you copying? If you were born into a Christian family, you would be copying to Christian values. And if you were born into an, secular family, you will be copying secular values. What is the difference? Copying. Common denomination is copying. Copying has no value. That's not human. We have to try to understand. Qur'an's or God's speech is supposed to be a guide And in order to make sure that this is a right guide or not, I have to work on it. Why do you think we are created with these abilities? Even fallible intellectual capacity. Still, why do you think? Not to use it? Why do you think we are created in this wonderful, amazing universe? Every single creation or the being in this universe is full of evidence demonstrating what they are in reality, how they come into existence. Why? Why the universe has to be as perfect as it is now? Why the universe, the human beings are so perfect, full of capacities, abilities, potentialities? Why? To become an engineer and die and rot? Why? Why don't we use our abilities to understand, as God says, maybe hundreds, more than hundreds times, to think, to reflect? Why? We are given all these abilities to use. Your reasoning, your feelings, your emotions, everything needs to be used, employed in order to demonstrate the conclusions shown to us. The speech, whatever it is, not necessarily the Quran or not. We are going to study the Quranic definition of God. But whatever the people follow, maybe you read a book, any book, or listen to a person in the name of whatever religion or atheism or any philosophy, whatever. What are we going to do? We have to take it and examine it within our capacity. I'm not responsible beyond my capacity. I don't know. If I don't know something, I don't know. But Quran doesn't say, I'm going to tell you something, but you won't be able to understand. You are not able to understand it. Right? But you got to believe in it. There's no such thing in the Quran. But in some other religious sources, they encourage you to put faith in it without using your human capacities. It's not the Quranic way. And not only because it is not the Quranic way, it is not my way. I am a human being. I have to use my abilities. If I don't use my abilities, practically what I will be doing, saying that my whoever made me is stupid, gave me all these abilities which are not to be used. What do you think? What do you think? It means, for example, the computer has such a power, whatever it is, such 100 programs, and the computer doesn't allow me use more than one or two programs in it. What does it mean? The computer is denying the wisdom of its engineer, because he put 100 programs on it, and the computer doesn't allow me to use it. What does it mean? I am insulting the Creator if I don't use my ability. But unfortunately, the reality is out there. People use their ability in their aims, as far as their aim is concerned, in the world life, not in their belief system. not in their intellectual life, in their human life. It is just bodily, animate life. We use our abilities only for bodily and to satisfy our bodily animate life, not our human life. For example, we say, with this word, in and of itself, doesn't seem to be meaningful if I'm going to die and perish away when I die. So perfect for no end. It doesn't make any sense. But I cheat myself. Okay, I will enjoy myself until I die. But my human side says, no, I want eternal happiness. I deserve it. But there is no eternal happiness here. But it is a wonderful place, but I will lose it one day, definitely. Purposeless, aimless. So what I do, I reduce my life to no end. It means dead end, dead end. Dead end, it means whatever I do, at the end, I will lose. Yeah, whatever you do, you can be the best scholar in, I don't know, physics, for example. Okay, you can invent 10 different new technology. Okay, what remains with you? When you die, what happens? Everything leaves you behind. You go, finish. We use our human capacities for this purpose. We don't use our human capacities to understand the real meaning and purpose of our life. And religion becomes what? An external phenomenon. External, which means my cultural life, I am also religious. So today, I was working on something, and then I realized that we think, we claim that we believe in the Muslim community. I'm talking now with the Christian community following the same path. The Muslim community are expected to be more reasonable, open-minded, exploring. Yeah. In Islam, we encourage, think about it, because the Quran encourages, think about it. So we think that we believe in Islamic values, Muslim values. We claim, actually, we believe in Islamic values. But how do we do that? Like Catholicism. Exactly. If I ask you, any of you is following Catholicism, maybe, I don't know if there are some people coming from a Christian background, they may say, yeah, or something, I follow. But majority of us, we say, no, Catholicism, no, I'm a Muslim. But your belief system, I claim and I challenge you, is nothing more than Catholic system. Why? In Catholicism, you are encouraged what? You have to believe what the bishop says or the clergy says. So we say, we believe in God. Why? Because in our religion, we are expected to believe in God. We believe in the hereafter. Why? Because in our religion, we are told, be careful, that we have to believe in the hereafter. Otherwise, we will be an unbeliever. So we have to believe in the prophets. Why? Because we are told, yeah, not the bishop, but imam or some scholars, told that we have to believe in the prophethood, messengership. We are told, we are asked. As Muslims, we are expected. You see, external. Catholicism. We are Catholics. Don't say that I'm not. You are. I challenge you. Because they're told. Because there is a hadith about it. There is a verse about it. Whether we don't know the content of this, whatever it is. We don't know what contents the ingredients of this belief, this creed system, about which I am convinced. No. Catholics. How about our life? Practical life. We don't even live like Catholics. It's Catholic people. How are they called? Catholics? Yeah. We live like Protestants. Now we change religion in our practical life. Why? Because Protestantism is reducing religion to certain part of your life. It means Sundays you have to do this. And if you want, if you can, please, you are required to come to church on Sunday morning, yeah, at 10 o'clock, and you have to join the mass, yeah. So please, from time to time, read the Bible, but from time. I am sorry. Is there? Does anybody have any? Any Mac, old-fashioned Mac charger? I hope somebody has.
If you're not using the slide, you can just turn it off.
Yeah, somebody is searching her bag. Hopefully they may have it. You get old-fashioned.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, give it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Working? Yeah. Solution. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. So, well, one part of us claims to be Muslims. Another part, which is related to belief, is nothing different from Catholicism. Our practical life is nothing different from Protestant Christianity. We claim that we are not Christians. Excuse me, you are. You are. Because the time comes for prayer, I am practicing religion. Afterwards, finish. My reflections, my worldview has nothing to do with what I say that I believe. Because I don't know why I believe in the books that God sent these revelations. I don't know why. That's what we believe. That's Islam. That's claim. So it is irrelevant to me. What I look for, prohibitions and requirements. Amir, awamir, and nawahi. The orders, do's and don't do's. Yeah, that's it. So when it is when the time comes to drink alcohol, I say, no, I am a Muslim. Yeah, that is what is required as a Catholic, as a Protestant believer. You have to practice religion now. How about after you stop drinking alcohol? Simple example. Afterwards, you drink water. And you say, I'm done. I'm done because I'm not doing anything wrong. But the Quran says, while you are drinking water, do you believe in the hereafter? In your action of belief in the hereafter has anything to do with the drinking activity of water? That is Islam. That's what the Quran teaches. Quran says, don't eat anything on which Allah's name, God's name, has not mentioned. Yeah? We say, the meat must be dhabihah. What? Yeah. Not only meat, when you are slaughtering the cow, and then afterwards saying that this is my meat. I can treat as I want. But the Quran says, look, everything worships me. Everything glorifies me. And you are expected to worship me alone. You cannot really be servant of anything, and you cannot make anything your servant. You cannot treat this as you like. You have to treat this. Nothing to do with alcohol, nothing to do with non-dhabiha, the haram. It must be halal food. Nothing to do with it. You cannot treat the glasses as you like. Why? Because you are an Abdullah. It is an Abdullah, not your slave. It is God. It is God's production. It is God's property. You can only use it as God's property. You cannot treat it as you want. Can I break it? It is mine. Can I? Can I break my glasses? I paid for it because it is mine. Look, the ridiculous things that we turn to religion in a funny way. Are we aware that everything in the universe is consciously connecting us? Are we? Everything is speaking to me and shouting at me, saying that, look, my creator is with no flaw or no shortcomings, no what do you say?
Exception.
Faults. Everything is perfect. It means he's absolute. What? Even my glasses. My creator is absolute. Speaking to me. Do I connect with him? Listen to him? When I use it, it is telling me that my creator is absolute. Do I feel this? Yes, that's what the Quran is teaching. Otherwise, if I say, well, do you think it is haram to use glasses? Is it? Some people may say haram. So some people love to make everything haram. So do you think it's bid'ah that the Prophet never used glasses? Ah, yeah, it's haram. So the Prophet never used glasses. Did he? No. So there is no narration. There is no authentic hadith. So it is not. It may be haram. So, but let's say in fiqh books it doesn't say that it is haram. So it is not haram. So I can use it. It has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with it. Yes, I have to look with haram halal, but real belief, when you practice your belief, it must be your conviction that this thing is a present to me by my creator. But why? Because it brings the old news to me from my creator, from its maker. I have to communicate with the maker through everything. If I don't, it is not the way the Quran presents to me how to be an Abdullah, God's Abd. That's why we say that, look, you cannot treat the glasses even as you like. Even it is your glass. Yep. You paid for it. It may be that you made it. You cannot treat it. It's not your property. Right? How can you treat another man or person as you like? When the Quran gave the meaning to abd, yeah, they call it slave. Everybody is only Abdullah. how can you treat another man as your abd? It is Abdullah, God's how do you say, messenger to me. You cannot say slave. It is created by God in order to connect you to God. It is a vehicle. It is a vessel which functions as a means to let you communicate with its creator. If you don't communicate with the things as a vehicle taking you to God, then what you are doing, you are denying the ownership of God. And you are not seeing that this created things, anything in the world, this created thing, anything in the world, you are not seeing that. Created for you to understand, to communicate with its creator. So God consciousness, belief must be internalized. You cannot reduce it to categorical responsibilities or prohibitions or permitted actions, licit and illicit actions. This is Protestantism. I think we have to understand that. Shall we get into the subject now a little bit? Okay. The Quran defines God. Okay. Has the Quran right to define God? I think it has. Why? Why? It claims, as far as I know, as far as I am concerned, that it is the speech of God. Right? So it is the message of God. If it is the message of God, it has the right to define himself. Okay, what does it mean? When the message of God is, God says, look, I have the right to define God because I am the God. I can define myself. Yeah? Because I am going to speak and describe myself to you. I am the one who will speak about myself to you. So Quran has the right to define God. But do I have to believe and copy it? No. Quran says, I am like this. It means you have to investigate. This is the way to reach the truth. You have to investigate and you will come up with this conclusion. I am guiding you. I am guiding you how to solve the equation. Yep. So you will find out the way to demonstrate it. Where? Where are we going to study? Where are we going to demonstrate, do the demonstrations? In this classroom. The universe, in my existence. I had to use this universe. If I don't use the universe, if I don't use my human qualities to question, is it really true or not? I should come to the same conclusion. I should agree with it or not. If I don't do that, what happens? I end up with copying the conclusion. Do you remember the example? You know, x is equal to 50, copy. X is equal to 50, copy. Copy paste. What is the value of copy paste? I don't pronounce this word rightly. Help me. Plagiarizing?
Plagiarizing.
Sorry?
Plagiarizing.
Plagiarizing. Plagiarizing. If you write an essay, and if you find another study done in another university, And if someone has written a thesis, you know, if he or she copy pastes from another place, another work, and puts it in the thesis, dissertation, they don't appreciate, they don't give any grade, plus they punish this man. Be careful. They punish, they even take this man to court. Plagiarizing. Yep. It is a how to say, criminal or criminal act. It's an offense, or it is something wrong. Or why do you say legally? Sorry? Yeah, criminal activity. They take you to court and they punish you. But you did this same, you agreed with the conclusion. Yep. For example, you are making a research on a certain subject, and of course, instead of you making a certain subject, studying it and analyzing it and make it your own work, you know that in Melbourne University, somebody did the research on it, and you think that, oh, you know, no one will know it, I'll copy it. And then, because there are programs, you know, they can find out. So when they found out, you fail, plus taken to court. Why don't we do the same thing when we copy paste from the Quran? Yeah, plagiarizing. It's not belief. It is just copy pasting. So what are we going to do? We have to ask. This is the solution for the new generation to be convinced about their religion, about their belief, so they will see that the religion is relevant to their life. They will understand this. And that is the only way we can save generation from falling into, I wouldn't say total atheism, but next to something of the same value, you know, with no belief, you know, secular life. But that is the only solution. What we will do now, while we are studying the definition of the Quran, we will say, okay, you say this, but let me explore. Let me see if I am really convinced about it or not. No copy pasting. Yep. Do you think it is a criminal act? We all do that. Eh? We are all criminals. No, we don't. We have one. We don't have much time, but we can study one thing. Quran says, look, I'm going to define God to you. Yeah? It says God is equal to what? Equal to what? God is equal to He except whom there is no deity. What is the description of God is? Nothing really definite. Because God describes himself in an, how do you say, not opposite, what, a very simple language, with this very simple language. He says, what I am not.
Negative?
In negative way. In the negative way. What I am not. What does it mean? It's very interesting. Very important. It is not the first time the Quran uses this expression, and it's not the first time that the Quran uses it. It is in the Torah as well. Well, it is a very old, if you like, heavenly religions or religions based on revelation. Whether it is the language may be not preserved properly, doesn't matter, but it is there, exactly the same thing. La ilaha illallah. So it says, look, Allahu, God, is equal to La ilaha illa hu. I found it so difficult to translate this. You know, I made up this actually out of other translations. So God is He except whom there is no deity. Do you understand? It's a description of God in a negative way. Do you get it? Except He, sorry, He except whom there is no deity. It means it is giving the guidance to us, saying that, very simple, you must be accustomed with, if you have been following this class, you have to first establish that nothing in this universe has any divine quality. And then you can speak about God. If you have not established that, there is nothing in this existence in this universe that there is which has no divine quality. Nothing that has divine quality. You know my language is perfect, so you understand. So how are we going to do that? If someone starts speaking about God, what we should say, according to the methodology that the Quran introduced to us, shut up. Shut up. First, define God in terms of negation. That is the most neglected part of belief system in almost everywhere. Everybody speaks about God. Not many people speak about that there is no God in the universe. But if you go and speak to popular people, you know, but generally people, I'm not blaming any of them because they are left ignorant. They are not taught. So they are innocent to me. So if you go and speak to them, what do you think that we may have God in the universe? Money, profession, status, yeah, your honor. You can take them as gods. How about others? No. But the God says no. God says nothing has a divine quality. What does it mean? You have to investigate in the universe with your human qualities and come to the conclusion, make sure that nothing has divine quality. What does it mean, divine quality? It means anything can have any quality whatsoever of its own essential. Essential. What does it mean? What does it mean? We have some minutes, inshallah. So we will talk about what does it mean? Anything. Don't you think that the things have some qualities? No, not essential. They are needy of being given these qualities. They are not essential to them. Come on, man, I can see, I can speak, I can think, I can write, I can read, I can do something. No. You need all of them. None of them is essential to you. You are not the source of existence of anything in your being. You can make it. You can think. Study the atom, study the cells, study anything. What they appear to be doing, like I appear to be speaking, but in reality, what I am doing, I cannot at all make the speech necessary to my being. If I don't attempt, it means if I don't obey the creation as it is created, the order of the universe, the order that the universe is coming into existence, if I don't obey it, I cannot speak. If I don't breathe, I cannot speak. If I don't move my tongue, I cannot speak. So if I don't use my tongue and my other mouth and my reasoning, I cannot speak. What I am doing, I am obeying. So I want this to move from here to here. What do? Very simple. What do? I raise my hand, move there. Why do I do that? I'm defining what is divine. I cannot give existence to anything as I want. I have to obey the order. I have to follow the order so that the result will be created. I'm not creating it. I am obeying the order. As a result of my obedience of the order, the result is created if the one who creates will exist. I cannot guarantee. I will move my hand today because it's given to me. I have to use my muscles. I have to use all the given human qualities in order just to move. Because I keep moving, I at the end become convinced that I am moving it. But in fact, if we think seriously, I am asking the Creator to give me the result by following the order in creation. It means the way I learned. So I follow it because how do I learn? Because it is created in this way. So I follow it and go there, pull this one up and bring it to the other side. Because I wanted it to be here. I didn't do anything but obey. I didn't give existence to anything but obeyed. Somebody else gave the existence to this action. So I have to think, who can be? Air, gravity, my cells can give existence to the action? We have to think. Because I can only believe in God if there is such a thing by negating that there is no creator. Nothing has any kind of power or quality to give existence to anything that is divine. That's called, God with a small g, they say. It means no divinity, no deity in the creation. In a simple language, there is nothing in the universe which has the power to give existence to another thing, including to its own qualities. I cannot give existence to my eyes. I cannot give existence to my cells. I cannot give existence to the qualities of my cells. If my stomach doesn't work, finish. Yeah? I cannot do anything, but only what I can do, obey the order. The people make search how the existence is taking place. Say from there, they learn the order. They say, if you eat this one, if you take this medicine, then your stomach starts working. So I obey the order and follow the prescription, and my stomach starts working. Who is doing what? Order is giving existence, or order is given existence? Which one? I have to decide. I have to decide. So order cannot be the source of existence. Order is result of existence. So I have to think, I have to keep this in mind. There is no deity, there is no deity, there is no deity, yeah? Except whom there is no deity is God. Maybe this translation is better now. Except whom there is no deity is God. When God speaks, he says, I am God, and there is no deity except me. That's God's speech. I cannot copy paste it. It is forbidden. It is a crime. What I have to do, follow the reasoning and take it from my side, and if you like, reverse the process. Yeah, he says, Allahu la ilaha illahu. I would say, La ilaha illa Allah. Do you understand? So, La ilaha illallah. Why? Because I have to make sure first La ilaha. In everything, not only money, status, in everything, in every one atom. Make sure what you are studying, biology, what you are studying, chemistry, yeah, what you are studying, whatever, electrics, whatever you are studying. Make sure the quality you are seeing there is not essential to the thing itself. It is given. Take yourself as an example. Do you make your hair? Can you? You obey. If you hear that in, let's say, I don't know, some places, Australia or New Zealand, okay? The people are not very familiar. The Americans don't know anywhere other than America. So, New Zealand, people use this plant, and after using this plant, your hair grows. Yep. What you do, you obey. Go and get the plant and use it, and your hair starts growing, and you say, who's doing it? Examine, think. Seriously, it is not difficult at all. To live with God, to be in the presence of God, to feel that you really are convinced that you are the product of God, the creator of the universe. It's very simple. It's not difficult. Just start with La ilaha. Never copy paste it. Never copy paste. Start with La ilaha. The Quran says, I am the word of God, and this is how you should think. I say, okay, let me try. You have to try and be convinced that this way works. And they say, oh, I found that this statement in the Quran is really true because I found out that it's correct. That is belief. Otherwise, copy paste from other sources. So we can understand this. God is He, or actually, God must be my conclusion. You know, I have to change this translation. Can you say in English? Help me. Except whom there is no deity is God. Is it English? Except.
It's poor English.
Poor English. So how do you make it better? Because I worked on it, I couldn't come up with anything.
Without whom?
So use something.
Say it again.
Except whom there is no deity is God. Except He, or there is no deity. Sorry? Any try? Sorry?
What Eric just said. Except without rather than except.
So say it, or why don't you?
I was just saying what maybe instead of without. Without.
Without Him.
Whom is good.
Without whom, without Him, there is no deity, is God. So our conclusion must be God. We cannot start with God. But when God speaks, He says, I am. Yeah? Very, very simple. I am providing you life. Yeah? Who's saying this? The one who provides the life. It is His right to say, I am providing you life with life. What I have to say? My life has been provided by the creator of the universe. That is God. That's what I call God. So I cannot say, God provided me with life. It is copy-pasting. We have to use the other way around as a response. Yeah? As a response. Other way around. Response must be other way around. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if this is a quick thing, then
This
I don't know if this is easy to answer, but what if this is by definition the speech of God and He is defining Himself?
Yeah.
Why is He speaking in like the third person? Why not just say I am?
Because it's a description, it's a narration. Yeah, it is the teaching the human beings in every aspect, because most of the speech that the Quran uses here in the God uses in the Quran is a descriptive, is symbolic, in order to make it easy for us so that we can practice in this world. So it becomes more accessible to us. Otherwise, God will be speaking in the language like in the Quran or in His speech with a concrete sentences like this and a statement like law statements, and I cannot really refer them to my practical life. So almost all the verses, but majority of the Quran, which tells about the belief system, belief matters to human beings within human level from human perspective to help him. So make it accessible for me. That's why most of the language related to belief is allegorical, symbolic. Why? Because my existence is a symbol of his existence. I am in this world of symbols. So I have to make sense within my own life, because we think that, there are mountains, now there are buildings there, maybe stars, maybe, if you can see the stars here, maybe the sun, the moon. We are talking about the concrete objects, but according to the Quran, they are what? They are just message bearers for me. So I have to see them from my perspective, as the Quran says, they are just mithal for you. Mithal means tamsil, mithal, allegories.
Likenesses?
Sorry? Examples? And then in the language, mithal means really not a parable. No, not example, not parable.
Likeness?
Something like metaphorical teaching. Metaphoric. It's a metaphors. For example, when the Creator says, we speak to you with mithal, we gave you mithal. But this mithal, not example of something, but metaphoric teaching. So what you have to do, you have to take it and apply it within your own word, and refer it, relate it to your feelings, and then come to a conclusion. That is your belief. So, but this is not I and you and there are in literature, there are various ways of explaining any matter. Only when we use the law language, they are very straightforward. But Quran is an education. Quran is not a book of codes. It's education, training me, teaching me how to use my endless human qualities within this set of universe. That's why it must be allegorical teaching, the speech, metaphoric speech, so that I have to relate it. Quran is full of metaphors. Not only the Quran, other scriptures also full of metaphors. So if someone makes a good sentence, the translation of it from our perspective, how we should respond back, Allahu La ilaha illa hu. Who means him. He himself. So we have to we can live with it. It's not difficult at all, and we can confirm it easily. How? Yeah, really. I could not find anything which has divine power. It means if an atom, divine power, you don't have to be a pharaoh to claim to the lordship of the world or something. No. If an atom, if you think that this atom has this quality, they call it property. This property, any quality that you see, this atom does this, and some elements in it move this way, that way, whatever the description. So this quality belongs to the atom itself, whatever. Yeah. It is essential to it, not given, not dependent. What happens? You said atom is a god. Well, come on. Atom cannot create the universe. I don't believe it. No. God means God means the source of existence of anything. There is no source of existence in this world. Even for example, I gave existence to in my own body, in my own thing. What can anybody say here? That I gave existence to something, my body or something in me. Can you say? You gave existence. Any claim? You gave existence to what? In yourself, not to something else. You created something. Sorry?
A thought.
Sorry?
A thought.
So you use the brain. It's already existing order. So you are using it. It means nothing is essential to you. You are made with the brain. You are made with the power to reflect, which you are not aware of their nature. You are just using it. Your heart works, your cells work, you are not aware of it. All cells are working continuously. Yeah, you eat something, what happens? All the nourishment goes. The heart works itself, but it's made as this. It cannot make itself as an heart tissue, but it is made like that. So make sure your whole being is given to you. If you leave that, look, my whole being is given to me, and anything in the world, their all qualities are given. Where? What is the source of their existence? Question. That is how you can be really sure that this statement takes you to God if you start with La ilaha. So, conclusion of the first description of God, we will have more. First description of God, as Quran presents to us, you have to make sure La ilaha. That's your job. That's your responsibility. I have given you the ability to do that. Do it. Without establishing La ilaha, you have no right to conclude illallah. Otherwise, we will be taken to court. Plagiarizing? Yeah. Yep. So,
I find it such a hard concept. How can you prove or come up with a proof that the atom didn't, or it has, it's not the source of its own existence? How can you say that?
So how can you, is there any sign which says that I am the source of existence of my quality? It said, or given, made. They have to follow the order in which they exist. They cannot make their order. They cannot make their own decisions. Can any atom act arbitrarily? Can any part of atom do something apart from following the order of its own existence? Obey. They are all abd. They are all abd. They are all abd. Abd means follow. Yeah. Or everything. Abd has no property. By definition, I own nothing. My nose is given to me. Yeah. My brain is given to me. My ability to imagine is given to me. Did you make your ability to imagine, to imagine something? Given. If you are not given, you cannot have it. If atom is not given, it cannot have it, because there is no sign that it is the source of existence of anything. They all follow the order. They are given existence. They are all obedient abd. I cannot translate this word. We say worship, and when we understand worship as the one who prays. So we understand worship is only prayer. So when you see the sign in front of a church that says worship hour, yeah, that is Protestantism. So our life is Protestant life, you know. So your question?
Going back to when you were talking about all the metaphors of the Quran. I mean, are you saying
About what?
the metaphors in the Quran?
Yeah.
Are you proposing that the whole book consists solely of metaphors?
Yeah. As far as the practical, something dropped from you that you may need. I don't know. So, as far as the belief system is concerned, the way the Quran really teaches you how to establish your belief system, which is the scholars say, those people who love making categories, 97% of the Quran teaches you belief system. Of course, they have to use the metaphoric language. They cannot give you the like code commands and directions. So everything, for example, you may think that I understand, for example, worship. No, I understand, I don't know, whatever you say, not that in concrete sense. You have to liken them, make a metaphoric relationship. No, it is something like this. It must be related to this. It must be like that. That's one that I understand. This is my conclusion. So these are all, even the whole universe is what? A metaphor, for it is for the qualities of its creator. We have to understand that. When we say, this is, let's say, we are living in a materialist world, so we observe everything as a materialist object. We say it is a cat. For example, looking at a cat. The Quran says it is not a cat. Why? It is a letter for you. Message bearer. Yeah? It is a message bearer. It is a sign. In the language of the Quran is ayah. It carries message to you. What we do it, we concretize it and make it into a form and say this is a cat and period. And then we describe saying that it is a very wrong way of logic. Cat is an animal. What does it mean? What does it mean? Cat is an animal, so what? What does it mean to you? Don't you communicate with it? Don't you see trillions of qualities in the existence of cat? Just speaking to you, if you like, really, throwing at you the qualities of its maker. I am made in this way. I am made with this quality. Who can make it? I cannot make it. I'm just made like that. Yeah? What we do, we put a name on it, a label, say, this is a cat. And I'm done. I defined it. You didn't define it. You cheated yourself. So the cat, as it is a symbol of what? All the message its creator is sending to you. For example, you receive a letter. Yeah, paper letter. Nowadays, no one is using it. So you receive a letter. What does it mean? Paper. Paper. What does paper do to you? What? Carries the message. Do you say that this is a paper? Or do you say that it is a message from my mother who sent me that letter? What one? What was true? Which one is true? When it comes to the letter, we say, my mother sent me a letter and telling me this is a message. Yeah? But when it comes to the cat, we say this is a cat. Cat is 1 trillion times more message than your letter, the letter you receive from your mother. Everywhere, the cat's whole existence is full of message to you from its creator. But you have to look at it as, first, La ilaha. It means nothing I can read on the existence of the cat belongs to it, essential to it. That is how it is written. That's how it is prepared. That's how it is composed by its maker, by its creator. And it is the source of its existence, the source of the message I get must be the creator of the universe, which is called God. And I say, this statement, the description, Allahu, La ilaha illahu, makes sense.
To clarify what I think you're saying, this is an important point for me personally, so I want to clarify what I think you're saying. Are you saying that every verse in the Quran has a metaphor in it? Are you trying to say that we should be reading?
Depends on, I understand. I hope I understood you. Depends your intention for what purpose are you reading the Quran. What is your purpose in reading the Quran? If you read the Quran as a source which guides you how to develop your perception of existence, it is everywhere metaphor. But of course, there are other ways of reading the Quran. For example, you are absolutely sure the belief system presented to me in the Quran, I am convinced. La ilaha illahu is really a correct statement. But because I made the demonstration, I made the investigation and concluded that La ilaha illahu is correct. If you do it, of course. So I agree with it. Then you can read the Quran from another perspective, saying that, okay, then, how am I going to organize my physical life, physical preferences? Alongside with this belief system, then the purpose of reading the Quran changes. Then, in the physical life, the guidance of the Quran becomes to be read in physical terms. Do you understand me? So that is why the people who study the Quran from ruling or jurisprudence perspective, they read the Quran as a book which speaks in terms of in physical terms. They say, you have to do this, you should do this, there's a verse like this. Why? They treat the Quran as a source of ruling. So it changes. So depends on for what purpose you read the Quran, you can look at from that purpose. Yeah? For example, you received a letter from your mother, so you understand that, for example, your mother used a gold ink, for example. When you speak about the gold, preference of the gold is different from when you speak, when you read. When you read the letter, with which kind of ink it has, or no, my mother has used, then you have to look at the physical side of the letter. Then you have to say, this is gold. My mother used gold ink. I don't know whether gold ink exists or not. You know, the value. So you can interpret the meaning of writing the letter with gold rather than with an ordinary ink. But that is the second stage. My mother wanted to make it precious for me. That's your, but understanding that it is written with gold is speaking in physical terms. So we have our human life, 99.9, nothing to do with physical terms. But also, you know, I have taken this from my friend, yeah, Ashanur, I have to give it back. It's physical action. Yeah? So this description of this physical action must be read not in a metaphoric way, physical way. That's why some people treat Quran as a concrete language, not metaphoric, because their description of the Quran is a source of rulings, what to do, what not to do. Yeah, but is it the way to make justice with the Quran? According to me, no. Why? Quran, only 3% of the Quran speaks about physical things. But the rest is education, belief, my understanding, my comprehension, my reflection, and my human conclusion. So I have to establish this first. And then physical actions become valuable for me. For example, I have to understand that in the letter, the ink is not an ordinary ink. It's very precious. I have to understand this. And then, what does it mean? What does it mean? Why do you think my mother has written the letter in old ink, not ordinary ink? So I have to look at the matter from different perspectives. Sorry, it is too late. Thank you. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. آخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين بحرمة السيد.